shift from the fear of COVID to living with it, and that the normal that we know in the past may not be there anymore.
Spreading misinformation and disinformation can have just an equivalent impact as the virus itself.
When you take a vaccine, you're not doing it only for yourself, but for your loved ones, for the people closest to you, and for the rest of the country.
The diseases that these vaccines protect us against are more dangerous than the vaccine.
The treatment does not get rid of the virus, but it prevents the virus from weakening your immune system.
We know how to fight HIV. It's about political will. It's about, making choices.
I think LGBTQ+ is not just a community, it's a pocket of communities.
Love cannot be limited to male and female.
Kindness is really the currency of our time.
It's never a sign of a weakness of one's character. If we want to seek help, if we want to talk to someone.
Number 1, you can get cured. Number 2, it's not your fault that you have this disease.
Don't fall for these fad diets because it might be detrimental in the long run.
And it's because they're trying to deny that they have the disease. But once you accept it, and you learn to live with it. And it's really very easy to be living with diabetes.
Love your eyes and your eyes will love you back.
Hello everyone! Magandang tanghali!
Magandang tanghali.
Magandang tanghali, Doy. Magandang tanghali!
Hello! So, nagbabalik.
Taas ng energy.
Tayo magsano. At kasama ulit natin si Jera at si Lorna ngayong tanghaling ito.
Kamusta? Na-excite ako para sa ating episode today.
Yes! Handa na ba ang inyong questions?
Yeah, nakahanda na.
Ang topic natin ngayong tanghali ay, about digestive health, no? Di ko masikmura, usapang digestive health, di ba? Lahat tayo makaka-relate dito, no? Ikaw ba, Jera, nakaka-relate ka ba dito?
Oo, especially bilang isang nanay. So marami rin ako kasi I know there's a difference between yung stomach ng adult and the baby. Hi, Doc Bia. Magandang tanghali.
Hello po, Doc Bia.
Magandang tanghali, Miss Guerra, Miss Lorna Lynn, Sir Justin, and of course, Miss Kai na na-miss namin last week.
Hello, guwapa.
So great to see
I
you.
miss you. Oh
Hello, mga guwapa and guwapo.
Masarap naman nun.
Kahit 1 week lang tayo hindi nagkita, nakakamiss yung growing family natin sa Kumusta, Doc. So great to see you.
Yeah, so today our topic is about, kasi it's Philippine Digestive Health Week. So we're talking about digestive health, Doc B. Maybe before, my question is, why is this relevant? No, why do we need to talk about it? Justin was asking a question That and Jera was sharing something about yung how she can relate with the issue. Go ahead, Jera.
Yeah, um, kasi bilang isang nanay, I know there's a difference between yung stomach nung adult and yung digestive system nung bata. So, I wish to learn more how to take care of the digestive system din nung anak ko. Same as my digestive system. Coming from this discussion of ours today.
Okay, thank you, Jera. So Doc V, why does the Philippines celebrate Digestive Health Week? No, kasi parang um, don't know if you guys agree, but the digestive system, do is it the mentality of Filipinos? Do we prioritize it, 'di ba? Or do we take it for granted? No? So why does the government make sure that we have a week to pay attention to our digestive health?
Ang ganda na actually yung Philippine Digestive Week, or us, celebrating yung ating, digestive system, yung ating, in our own terms, yung ating panunaw, is because dun sa digestive tract natin, no, na-absorb yung lahat ng kinakain natin, no? It has a major role in terms of not only for recovery but also for building up our body, no? And that includes our immunity to certain diseases, no? And us being healthy. So kaya ang ganda na this March we celebrate the digestive week, or we celebrate our own digestive system. And sa July, no, if I remember yung mga elementary days ko, we also celebrate nutrition month, no? Because most of the pinaka-associated factors that are related to our digestive tract would be food, no? And alam natin, no, palagi nating ine-emphasize dito sa Hello Doctor and dito sa Kumusta Doc most especially, no, that food is really medicine, no? And the way for us to be healthy, no, is to be able to have food that is nutritious. Pero paano naman kumakain nga tayo ng mga masusustansyang pagkain, pero our digestive tract o yung panunaw natin ay hindi gumagana ng maayos, no? So we have to have, that medium, that vehicle for us to be able to take in kung ano yung masusustansya, ano yung mainam para sa ating kalusugan. And that is why it's also important for us to celebrate our digestive tract, no? Because yes, food is important. Having a healthy diet is important. No? Parang the emphasis is really given to that, no? But if we don't care for our digestive tract, if hindi natin naalagaan ang ating digestive tract, no, yung ginagawa natin for our nutrition would also be wasted, no? For example, if may mga sakit tayo sa ating, panunaw, sa ating digestive tract, and later on baka yung iba sa atin nakakaranas ng mga karamdaman na to, no? It's very difficult for us to take in food, and that's why caring for our digestive tract is very important. And maganda, no, that Hello Doctor is actually, making information about your digestive tract more accessible, no? Kasi kailangan din natin tong, importante na malaman natin to, no? And of course, after we know about our digestive tract, Hello Doctor has a lot of articles about nutrition, about food, and may show sila, with Doc Dex M, na namimiss natin ngayon, no? About, nutrition and about eating healthy as well.
Thank you for the plug,
Thank you, Doc.
Yeah, thank you for the plug. Actually, Friday, this girl,
pasato lang, kunwari.
diba? We support Doc Dex M. Friday, okay Doc, is about GERD o gastroesophageal reflux disease yan. So, we won't dive deep on that kasi marami tayong ibang questions about digestive health and its importance. So, guys, any one of you have any questions for Doc V?
Siguro ako.
Thanks, Kai. Okay. Go ahead.
Yes. Since sa pag-usapan natin yung ang topic natin ngayon is digestive health, Doc V. Ano nga ba ang signs na ikaw ay may unhealthy digestive system? At paano mo magiging, kumbaga, paano ka magkakaroon ng healthy digestive system?
Alright, good question. Kasi when we talk about, digestive tract and yung mga nararamdaman natin mga symptoms, di ba, usually yung common is that it's because of our food, it's because of what we take, no? But one of the more common na nararamdaman natin, no, would be anything that is uncomfortable doon sa ating panunaw, no? So, pag-uusapan sa Friday, no, yung GERD with Doc Dex M, but that's the symptoms of GERD is actually one of the things that we need to take note of, no, especially yung hyperacidity, no, bloatedness. So those are just some of the things that we might experience when we have some sort of problems dun sa digestive tract natin. But that is more situated dito sa inside na sa tiyan, no? Remember, our digestive tract, no, or yung ating panunaw starts with the mouth and ends with kung saan lumalabas, no? Just so that we are not very much graphic about it, no? Yung ginagamit natin para lumabas yung mga excess, no? So that's the entirety of our digestive tract, no? So what it means is that from the mouth pa lang, no? For example, the moment that we eat food, the moment that we chew it, no, our body is already releasing substances to digest, to help our cells or our bodies digest the food that we eat. No, so meron tayong mga salivary amylase. No? If you want to know more, no, there are a lot of articles in Hello Doctor about that, no, without going to technicalities. No? May mga enzymes, no, that our bodies release, and it starts with the mouth, no. So any discomfort din doon sa ating oral health can also become some sort of a digestive problem as well, no? But most of it will really, no, apart from the discomfort that we see or that we feel when we have kunyari hyperacidity, we have GERD, peptic ulcer disease, no, most of the symptoms or most of the manifestations will actually also come from a time later on, no, wherein napapansin natin na may mga sintomas, kunyari if we have pernicious anemia, no, hindi na take in ng body natin yung certain vitamins, yung certain minerals, no, that we need to be able to keep ourselves healthy, no. Sometimes we have also weight loss, no. This emphasizes, no, that our digestive tract, will have short-term effects, but will also spell out yung health natin in the long run, no? Kasi, we might have very acute manifestations such as, yung usual nating nararamdaman, stomach upset, yung sumasakit yung tiyan, parang, nagda-diarrhea. I don't wanna be very graphic about it again kasi some of us might be having our lunch, no? But also, it can actually reflect or be reflected dun sa mga long-term na napapansin natin sa katawan natin. Kunyari, namamayat tayo, no? We have kunyari, we develop certain diseases because of digestion problems as well, no? So it's a wide range talaga of symptoms that we feel.
Okay. Thanks, Doc. Siguro, Doc's next question would be, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I know kasi, Doc, drinking a lot of fluids and water could help us digest food properly. My question lang, Doc, is it a myth or a fact that if we drink a parang maligamgam na tubig versus malamig na tubig would help us digest better? Or is there a science behind that saying ba, Doc?
Okay. So very very common, no, yung pag-inom ng malamig na tubig or mainit na tubig. Like for example, I remember when I had indigestion or hindi ako natunawan, siguro sa lahat ng pagkain na kinakain ko before, no? My mom said that, oh sige, here is tea, drink that, no? Kasi it will help you digest the warmth of the tea, no? And one of the things that it actually does, when we drink warm tea and we have indigestion, is it soothes the discomfort. But it's practiced by yung mga wellness related fields, no? But to date, no, there is still no consensus and little scientific evidence of them having very significant effects dun sa digestion natin, no? Naalala ko din before, sabi ng nanay ko, when you eat something fatty, don't drink cold water, no? Kasi yung fats baka mamuo dun sa
Narinig ko yan.
Yeah, oo, no? I don't know. I think yung kumusta gang, no, is very familiar with that, no? I also had that experience. And one of the things that we have to remember is our stomach, no, or our digestive tract has a lining, no? May protective lining siya that will allow, our that will allow food particles or food materials to be digested. No? So, apart from that, may gastric acid din tayo, no? Hydrochloric acid that will allow for, yung pagtunaw talaga, no, ng ating pagkain, no, na kinain natin, no? So, iba po yung proseso ng pagka-develop, no, ng bara sa ating mga ugat, no? Iba po yung proseso noon, iba po yung proseso na kunyari nagkaroon tayo ng atherosclerosis, no, or parang pamamara doon sa ating vessels. And it's not related po pag uminom tayo ng tubig na malamig after eating a fatty meal. Hindi po yun mamumuo sa tiyan natin na parang sebo, no? Kasi napapansin natin, no, na when we put cold water or ice sa oil, no, or when we freeze oil, no, nagiging solid siya, no. Our stomach has acids that breaks down, or our stomach has enzymes that breaks down fat. May specific enzyme po for fat, may specific enzyme for carbohydrates, may specific enzyme for protein na tumutulong sa ating digestive tract to absorb the nutrients, to be able to process the nutrients na matitake in ng katawan natin. Sa mga mahilig na...
Thank you, Doc.
So, okay
Pag
lang.
parang sa samgyupsal, Doc V, no? Kasi very oily yung kinakain, tapos malamig yung iinumin, no? Yung sinasabi ng friends ko dati, ganyan eh. Ako, wag uminom ng malamig kasi kumain tayo ng
True.
very oily.
Oo, napaka-soothing kasi ng mainit na water, 'di ba? Parang it warms your insides, no? Kaya nga tayo, kung may sakit tayo, sopas yung hinahanap or something na may sabaw, no? But there is no or consensus for that, no? But for example, if you have an upset stomach, tapos it soothes you, okay lang po na uminom ng warm water. I still do that whenever I have kasi turo ng nanay ko. But minsan yung nanay ko parang anak, don't do that because that's not how it's done, no? Sabi ko, ma, I studied this po for many years. But sometimes you really can't go against your own mom. Love you, mom.
Correct. Sorry, team, follow-up question lang related to what...
Yes, go ahead.
Related lang to what Doc Via said. Kasi, to have rin daw a healthy digestive tract, you have to drink warm water or warm tea in the morning before you consume anything. Is that correct po ba, Doc?
One of the things siguro na naisip, no, when that one was explored, no, was that we have to keep our digestion, we have to keep it going kasi nag-rest yung stomach natin for how many hours eh. Kung kung for example you had your dinner at 7 and then you wake up at 7 a.m. and then you don't take anything in between, your stomach, your digestive tract did not receive any food for or anything for 12 hours. So when we take in very heavy food before the moment we wake up, we have breakfast of bacon, eggs, or yung mga masarap na piniprito natin na danggit, daing, no? Those are very oily foods that is very heavy for our stomach as well, no? So I think that came from the fact that we have to kickstart our digestive tract. Para bang when you start an engine. But one of the things that we usually do, especially when someone has GERD or when someone has a problem with their acidity or hyperacidity, we usually have them take a medication, omeprazole, 30 minutes before breakfast, just so that the absorption of the drug is at its optimum, no, pag kumain tayo. No? So from that, I think one of the things that can help our digestive tract, before we really process food muna, is to be able to drink water. And of course, that idea also came from hindi tayo nag-take in ng anything, we have to hydrate ourselves. I think it's more of the fact that we have to keep ourselves hydrated as well, because yung katawan po natin, most of it is made up of water, so kailangan po nating i-replenish yung water na nawawala from our system from when we slept, and then after that we can take our breakfast, kasi kaya siguro naging before I realized na is that why it's called breakfast, because you break your fast, ganun ba? And then probably that's it, that's the idea of why we want to be able to drink water as well.
Salamat, Doc.
Okay.
Yes, thank you, Doc.
Thank you po, Doc. Doc, may question din po ako. Kasi ako every time na sobrang kinakabahan saka natetense, nasusuka talaga ako at minsan talaga may food na talagang lumalabas. So ano po ba yung connection nung pagiging kabado at pagiging tense doon sa pagsusuka ng isang tao? Ayun po.
Okay. So yun na-experience ni Ma'am Lorna yung tinatawag na butterflies in the stomach. Pag kunyari nasa-stress ka, one of the things that we usually that we can associate it with, and then this is why some of the gastrointestinal diseases are triggered with stress, and kung kunyari kinakabahan ka, or there is an external na stimulus that makes you feel agitated, your body is in a state of stress, stress can affect your digestive tract, and that is why when you're stressed, you are sometimes less likely to be able to take food, parang hindi mo kaya, kasi when you're stressed, your body wants to be able to burn energy, and that's why nagiging active yung digestive tract natin. And that's also the reason why minsan kumukulo yung tiyan natin kapag nasa-stress tayo, gusto nating masuka, parang nagkakaroon ng hyperactivity yung ating digestion, yung digestive tract natin. It's because of that certain stress, so yung mga nasusuka pag kinakabahan, it's your body's way of responding to the stress that is affecting it, and one of the things that is very much a manifestation of stress in the body is your digestive tract. Kaya for people who are suffering from, say, hyperacidity, or from GERD, for example, one of the things that we do is really to to address yung mga stressful situations, or have a mechanism na mag-eliminate or reduce ng stress natin, or mechanism to cope with the stress. No? Kasi yung stress, inevitable part of life natin. Hindi na natin mawawala yan sa everyday natin. We will always be under a stressful situation, no, every day in some form or another. No? And that's why we have to be able to set, mechanisms sa workplace, sa bahay, that can help us cope with the stress. No? And pinag-uusapan natin dito digestive tract lang, but it actually has a connect sa ating mental well-being, sa ating mental health. That's why it's still important na even if we talk about our digestion, our digestive tract, it's important na magka-connect yan sila lahat, no? And a manifestation of that is, how our body is affected by stressful situations as well.
Ayan po, thank you po, Doc Via. So, at least, matututunan ko or makakaisip siguro ako ng mga paraan kung paano ko i-manage yung pagiging kabado ko or tense para hindi po ako nasusuka. Kasi madalas po mangyayari sa akin yan. So, Doc Via, thank you po. Ayan.
Yeah, yung tinatawag na butterflies in the stomach, no, Doc? Anytime you're agitated, kaya yung may ganong expression.
Or Doc, minsan pag in love tayo, no? May butterflies din sa stomach natin. Ibang stress naman yun.
Kaya pala madalas ako may butterflies sa stomach.
Parang gusto ko yung butterfly na yun. Kailan kaya?
Alam ko lang na butterfly yung kanta ni Mariah. Char. Okay.
Spread your wings like a butterfly. Ganun siya.
Diba? Ganun.
Yes.
Yan. Doc V, so sa pang-araw-araw na buhay, ano ang dapat naming gawin para mapangalagaan ng aming digestive health, no? To make sure na maayos yung hindi lang yung yung panunaw tsaka yung pag-absorb syempre ng mga nutrients from the food that we eat, 'di ba? So daily, what are the things we should do aside from, not just in terms of food, no? Maybe even exercise. Parang yung all in all, ano yung kailangan naming simulan? After this episode, gusto na namin alagaan yung digestive health namin. Saan kami mag-uumpisa?
So, wag tayo muna lumayo, no? We will go with the pinaka-immediate first, and then let's go from there. No? So, important is we really have to have or incorporate fiber in our diet. No? Saan natin nakukuha yung fiber? Sa prutas, sa gulay, no? Usually, pinaka mayaman sa fiber would be our vegetables, no? So, hindi po yung mga starchy vegetables kasi those are, complex carbohydrates. But, one of the things that we need to increase, no, when we want to have, a good or we want to optimize our digestion is to be able to take in, green leafy vegetables pa rin po yung pinaka-rich sa fiber, no? Fancy lang po yung name na green leafy vegetables. Pero yung totoo, pwede po yung kangkong, pwede po yung petchay, no? Nakikita po natin yan sa palengke, no? Minsan nga, pwede kang humingi sa kapitbahay mo, may pangkangkong ka ba dyan? Pwedeng humingi. No, that simple as that, no? Or, green leafy vegetables such as malunggay, no? Those are foods rich in fiber, no? And maganda, no, that we actually incorporate that in our diet. And one of the things na hindi po pag sinasabi kasi nila na fiber, parang baka kailangan ng mga fancy supplements, no? Sa everyday po na pagkain natin, no, we can actually increase our fiber intake, no? Kahit na maglaga ka ng kamote tops or maglaga ka ng whatever gulay na makita mo, no? That actually, increases your fiber intake already in a day, no? And of course, a lot of that and more, no, if you want to know more about fiber and where can you get the best, source, from fruits and vegetables, you can actually read, our articles from Hello Doctor. There are a lot of very informative and very entertaining, articles from the from hellodoctor.com.ph. So know more about that, no? And one is food, no. Another is, have a good sleep hygiene. Now, that's actually very important, no? Kasi, for example, no, hindi natin naiiwasan na minsan nag-sleep tayo ng late, no, because of certain deadlines. A lot of us can relate to that, no? Me most especially, no? But, it's important na wag nating sanayin yung katawan natin na to be able to sleep late, no? Because the more that our body wants to, that our body is active during the time that we're supposed to be sleeping, the more na maghahanap yun ng kakainin, no? And that will disrupt, how you would usually do your meal. So you have breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then minsan you have a healthy snack in between, no? So it's important for us to have good sleep pa rin, no? Kasi it does not only help us, rest our body, it actually gives, our digestive tract that needed time to recover as well, no, for another day, no? So yun, so eat well, sleep well, and the third one is have an active lifestyle actually. Kahit na you do a routine na naglilinis ka lang ng bahay, and of course Doc Dex is here, no. Doc Dex, I'm trying my best to be very very makata, but I'm so happy you're here. Kasi we are talking about digestive tract and digestion, so I'm sure you have a lot of fun that you have in store for us, no? But we're talking about how to keep our digestive tract healthy. I mentioned having fiber, no? Akala nila pag fiber fancy, no? But kahit na magpitas ka lang ng malunggay or kangkong sa kapitbahay mo, no? Of course, we have to maghingi naman tayo ng permission from them, no? Wag lang basta-bastang kumuha ng malunggay na ninakaw.
Mamitas na lang, no?
Sabi kasi ni Doc Hem, kumuha daw ng kangkong. No, hindi po, no. But it can be found in our everyday food, no, and sleep, no, which is we have to be mindful of our sleeping schedule. Maybe Doc Dex, we're very ready for your puns, no. What are the other ways for us, to have a healthy digestive tract?
I think you pretty much got it covered, Doc V, because remember when it comes to the digestive system, fiber is always the key to win. So one of the things that I clearly remember when we were training was that they wanted to emphasize the value of having a rainbow on your plate, particularly those that are gearing more towards the greener, more vibrant vegetables, because it's super important for us to have our daily dose of fiber. It regulates the flow, and at the same time, it provides vital nutrients for our body. In a time wherein napakadali nating umorder ng fast food, click of a button, nandiyan na siya kaagad. It's actually high time for us to make eating healthy much easier for the general public. Tsaka at the same time, since itong ating mga kabataan at mga millennials, Gen Zers, ay parang ayaw nang maglagi sa kusina. Diba? Kasi everything is so snappy and everything can be ordered everywhere. Probably making your food a more enjoyable activity. Kasi one of the things that we found to be very effective is that even when it comes to weight management, when you create your own food, when you plan your meals ahead, and you actually know what components will be there, those will be super effective in not only managing your weight, but also managing your overall wellness when it comes to food.
Thank you, Doc Dex. Nabanggit mo rin lang yung weight. Ouch! So talaga tinamaan. Ouch! Talaga, parang, anong ginawa ko sa iyo, Doc Dex? Anong ginawa ko sa'yo? Char.
Unang salvo ni Doc Dex.
Unang salvo, diba?
Ay, patama agad.
Oo, bullseye agad.
Di ba? Bakit parang lagi na lang, kasalanan ko na naman, joke.
So, parang kasalanan ko.
Hinaano ka daw ba, Doc Dex?
Yeah, yung fiber, Doc Dex, kasi nga, ang predicament niyan, not sure if I speak for the rest of the gang here, but I am unable to cook because I don't have time and energy. Diba? So what do I do? And then, di ba, merong mga nabibiling fiber na supplements, di ba? I know, ma'am, very clear kayo ni Doc Via na supplements are sometimes just expensive urine. Remember, may threshold kasi yung katawan ng na-absorb. Pero if we talk about fiber supplements, no, either the capsules or the ones that you can mix in your drink, do they really work?
They're a relatively okay adjunct. I wouldn't say that they're essential kasi for us, food is still top of the line. Kumbaga, they're the best. The rest, the supplements are there, just konting push. But nothing will replace the actual food kasi in terms of health, we actually consider food as medicine because food is medicine, right? That's why even in terms of culture, ang laki ng ambag ng traditional medicine in the Philippines, wherein the right food will actually treat particular conditions, right? So, in terms of supplements, that would be okay kung talagang sobrang busy. But instead of probably paying for the capsules or probably additives, consideration would be realigning it to probably going for a healthy option lunchable set. Kasi nauso yan, especially latter part of 2019 to early 2020 before the pandemic hit, talagang ready-to-eat food was being delivered. Healthy food, no? Mas maganda yung mga branding nila. And I think that was a good trend because I actually saw a lot of office workers, even health professionals who were absolutely busy. And yes, this even applies to health professionals. Sobrang busy nila at work, they don't have time to prepare. So ang pupuntahan talaga nilang pagkain ay yung malapit na store na fast food o kaya naman yung karinderya na sobrang punong-puno ng mga matatabang pagkain. So instead, they got those ready-to-eat delivered food. So maybe it's something that we can consider as the restrictions slowly ease up. And if you can, try to choose food that would be considered healthy yet inexpensive. Pero yun nga yung challenge eh. Healthy food daw is expensive. Our goal is to get that cost down.
Ako, may answer ako. Pwede akong mag-butt-in.
Of course.
Kasi I took inspiration kasi, kakapanood actually nasa episode 8 na ako ng business proposal, no? So, it really so sa mga classmates ko dyan na nag-aabang ng business proposal, I think you can relate to it, no? Because really, one of the things that we want to do is to be able to make food more available as well. Pag hindi talaga kaya, no, yun yung tinatawag, kanina na-mention ni Doc Dex in terms of how do we now eat healthy without sacrificing our productivity also, because we understand na busy po tayong lahat, no? Kaya ang daming stress in our everyday activities, no? But what you can do siguro is plan your meals ahead. This actually helps kung kunyari mamamalengke kayo for a week, no? More or less, no, alam niyo na kung ano yung lulutuin nyo for the rest of the week. Init na lang, no? There are ways to be able to prepare food na hindi mapapanis for a week. So it's important for you to be able to label your food, no, and cook it in such a way na itong food na to pwede kong kainin to ng Friday, no? Itong food na to sa Monday ko kakainin kasi baka mas madali itong mapanis, no? And hindi po natin kailangan pumunta sa mga fancy, alam mo yung parang nakikita natin sa TV na may mga orchard, alam mo yun. Kahit sa palengke po natin, meron pong mga makukuha, no, na mga ingredients na mura lang, no? Kahit nga minsan magtanong ka lang sa kapitbahay mo, uy, friend, oy, Mare, may ano ka ba? May malunggay ka ba dyan? May papaya ka ba dyan? No? Naalala ko kasi nung bata ako, mamimitas lang kami ng papaya, no, sa kapitbahay namin. Ay, nagpaalam po kami ha, hindi po namin kinuha. Pero, pwede po tayo makatipid, no? With our food na hindi po natin kailangan maggumasto ng malaki just for us to be healthy. No? Kasi apart from, budgeting, no, the community is actually or having a community that helps, especially keeping us healthy, no? Nakakatuwa yun, no, na a community that shares healthy food, healthy ingredients, no, with each other, no? You can actually have that, no? Kahit na, you share that with your friends, with your families, with your kapitbahay, no? That's actually more helpful. Kasi yung supplements nga namin, binibigay lang namin yun if there have already been problems, usually sa elderly, compromised patients. Yung hindi na talaga kaya ng katawan na absorb yung vitamins or minerals ng katawan nila because of a certain condition. So, yung ginagawa namin, we give them the supplement, we give them the fiber, minsan nasa order yan na namin doon sa nurse na nagbabanta, nurse na assigned to the patient, assigned to the treatment of the patient. But, food is still key. That's why we work with our nutritionist, we work with the people who are very much experts on food to make our patients healthy, no? Pero for us, yung mga able-bodied, pwede po talagang kahit gaano po tayo ka-busy, there's a way for us to be able to share food. Sorry, food kasi and cooking is one of my passions. Siguro kung hindi ako naging doktor, probably I would have been someone related to yung ginagawa ni Shin Hari. Sorry. I really love that Korean drama. But yeah, food, is important, especially when you want to be able to increase your fiber. Kaya po natin gawa ng paraan. Maging i-embrace po natin yung Shin Hari sa ating mga sa ating self, no?
Yeah, I think that gives me an idea. Maybe we should do an episode, Doc B, kasi naman farming is one of my advocacies, right? My tita, Mina Gabor, founded a school for farming sa Cavite. And in one of our conferences, as in big ballroom conference with farmers, what would support the food supply is the backyard farm, not the big industrial farms. So maybe I'll take note of that, so that people can plant their own food. No, maybe we should do that. And then yung pangarap nating cooking show, gawin na natin ngayong Q2.
Yes, cooking with Doc.
Heaven sent Doc Dex, no? Heaven sent talaga ang Hello Doctor and the people in Hello Doctor. Kasi one of my research work before was labor in all policies, no, in health. And I focus on the informal sector, no. And they earn, no? And this was a study that I did 2017 pa, no, 2018. Sorry, 2016, 2017, around that time. And they also they only earned 24,000 in a month. And that's not enough for their needs, no? And then in our research, no, only 4 to 6,000 pesos na i-shell out nila para sa kanilang health is already catastrophic. It means it will push them to the poverty line, no? Meaning or will make them unable to get out of it, no? So it's important for us to be able to support talaga our farm. Actually yun yung retirement dreams ko, to have my own bukid. Yeah, na may mga bibe.
Magkapit-bahay yung farm natin. Tapos meron akong
Yes, Miss Kai, no? Although parang mas malaki ata yung mga farms niyo kaysa sa akin, no?
Ay!
Pero, it's important for us to support local products po talaga.
Yeah. We have a partner na there. I'll just talk about it offline later today. Justin, you have questions for Doc V and Doc Dex?
Yes. Siguro basahin muna natin yung questions natin sa Facebook. So we have 2 questions about diet and hydration. So yung first question natin is from Bianchi, na lagi natin kasama sa Pumo, na hindi natin kasama today. So ang question niya is, what are the effects of low potassium in our diet? Ano po ang good sources nito aside from bananas? So Doc Dex or Doc V?
Sorry, can you repeat? I got disconnected. Can you repeat the question?
What are the effects of low potassium in our diet? Ano po ang good sources nito aside from bananas?
Yan. So, potassium kasi has a lot of uses in the body. No? Kaya nga, more often than not, pag pumunta kayo sa ospital, isa sa mga una nilang titingnan ay yung mga level of electrolytes in the body. Like for example, your potassium will have an impact on how you're able to move around, like your muscles, how your body is able to conduct energy as well as electricity and movement throughout the body. It's actually a very long list kasi considered as one of the core components ang potassium sa ating katawan. Pero good question, yung ano yung mga other sources of potassium. So, classic dyan is yung bananas, right? Pero you can also get it from a variety of other fruits and vegetables that I believe, Doc V, meron tayong quick mnemonic noon when we were setting up our education plans for our patients. Pero a quick way to remember it would be, apart from bananas, you can get it also from your potatoes. Pero this is all in varying degrees and amounts. And I think, Doc V, ano kaya yung pwede natin gawin sa kanilang mnemonic for quick and easy way to remember the different minerals? Kasi apart from potassium, you also have to take note of these other 4. So you need your potassium, you need your sodium, you need your chloride, and then you need your magnesium also. And whenever you take in different food groups, you're going to affect all of these things. So kunyari, malakas kang uminom ng gatas, di ba? Kunyari, so yes, calcium. Pero, ang lakas mo rin uminom ng Coke or ng any soft drink in general, not in a particular brand, like soft drinks in general, that can actually push the amount of calcium in your body down, among many things. So, ang maganda siguro, we can have a special article in Hello Doctor na lahat ng mga key electrolytes. Makikita natin ano yung mga pwede talaga magpa-shoot up at pwede magpababa.
Nako, dapat lang dito si Doc Dex M, no? But, other sources of potassium. One of the things that we always should remember, no? Again, no, it may seem really fancy, it may seem difficult, no? Parang ang hirap naman ito. Saan ko ito hahanapin, no? And that's why nandyan po ang Hello Doctor at yung articles nila to help us find those sources. So, yung potassium, we don't have to look far, no? Hindi na po tayo maghahanap kung saan lupalop, no? So, nandyan po yung saging. Nandyan po yung kamatis, no? Kamatis ay isang source, no? A rich source of potassium. Avocado, no? I'm a big fan of avocado. Sarap ang avocado.
This one, madali lang maaalala kasi I mentioned muscle kanina. Remember, di ko alam kung generation pa ito ng ating mga viewers kayo. Naalala niyo po ba si Papay? Yung kanyang spinach na can forever. Yeah, cooked spinach. Super good source of potassium. Kaya pag kinakain niya talagang muscle. So siguro, if you're having difficulty trying to remember, that's one of the more classic ones based on media. Yeah.
Kung wala tayong spinach, no, Doc Dex, saan naman natin hahanapin yung spinach dito sa Pilipinas? Kasi si Papaya yata American. We can have kangkong.
Kangkong. Yeah. Mushrooms. Mushrooms, broccoli. To some extent, no, yung mga raisins, yung mga fruits, yung mga kinakain ng mga
tomatoes, actually are good sources, no, of potassium. No? So, really, no, yung Doc Dex, probably I'll give you time to come up with a mnemonic kasi mas magaling ka dyan. But, if wala kayong saging sa bahay, no, I'm sure all of us has kamatis. Baka yung iba pa nga sa atin may plants pa no ng kamatis in our backyard, no? Avocado. Usually avocado, pwede niyo po yung i-substitute as butter. No, kasi minsan yun yung ginagawa namin, no, pag nasa bahay ako ay may pandesal na toasted. I have yung avocado na mash, tapos you just spread it, you put egg, sunny side up siguro, with less oil. And then that's for breakfast. Yun ganun ka-simple. Yun ka-simple. No? Konting salt, konting pepper. Siyempre, nag-cooking show. But anyway, that's a good substitute actually for butter. And it can also give you potassium. Yeah. So, yun. Win-win tayo doon. No? So, marami pa po. No? Ano pa ba? Doc Dex. No? Pwede ngang melon is actually a good source. Melon, Doc Dex. Minsan nabibili natin yan minsan nabibili natin sa kalye, no? May mga melon refreshments. Lalo na ngayong
super combo na nga yan yung melon tapos may gatas. So double pa kasi dairy products will also be carrying a lot of potassium.
Yes, Doc Dex and Doc B, thank you very much for that. So isang question po ulit from Facebook. So a question from Jonna Nika Defante. So, hello po, doctors. Is it advisable to substitute fats from carbohydrates as your daily source of diet? I saw an article po kasi that if you just eat foods rich in fats, yan lang ang iba-burn ng katawan mo rather than carbs. And if so, what can you recommend na diet plan to a PCOS or PCOS patient for 5 years?
Wow, ang daming tinuhog na tanong nitong question.
Medyo mahabang question. Yes.
From PCOS to metabolism to actually nutrition and weight management. Medyo intense yung question, but thank you for this. No, we actually still advocate for yung balanced diet. So you still need your carbs, you need your proteins, you need your fats. We actually veer away from quote-unquote fad diets. Kasi, kunyari, ang kinain mo lang ay pure carbs lang, or pure fats lang, or pure proteins lang, you're going to be lagging in one of the major components that you need in life. Yung mga essential parts na kinakain natin mawawala. And that will lead to a lot of diseases. Like example, mag-overeat ka ng puro karne lang, naku, yung kidney mo ang mabubugbog dyan. Among others, kung yung puro carbs ka lang, tapos wala kang meats or anything, nako, your sugar will definitely spike up. Same goes with fats. Kasi I believe nabanggit na to ni Doc Dex Makalintal in a previous episode. No, he's your nutrition doctor. Check out his entry every Friday. No, so maganda rin yung panoorin dito sa Hello Doctor. But anyway, let's jump back. In terms of the contribution nun sa calories sa ating katawan, no, pinakamalaking siya actually na component at I believe 9 yung conversion niya, like for every amount the conversion is by 9. Ang laki ng jump in contrast to carbs and proteins na 4 lang, right? So I think it would be better if you will tweak your diet so that yung overall amount, if you're planning really on losing weight for PCOS management, would be to still have all of the components pero reduced amount. In contrast na wala lahat ng iba, focus lang ako dito. Pero kasi actually high fat, ang problema mo dyan, baka naman bumaba yung quote-unquote, baka bumaba yung weight mo, but ang problema mo dyan, pwede nang magkaroon ka naman ng issues in terms of high cholesterol, sakit sa puso, among many things. O, diba? Doc V, anything to add?
Sorry, I just had that meron lang butterfly moment dito. But anyway, butterflies in the stomach moment pala. But anyway, so thank you for that, ma'am, no. Your question was actually very relevant kasi PCOS diet, is related to us controlling also our carbohydrates because one of the pathophysiology, yung mga disease process ng PCOS would be yung tinitingnan natin sorry, may feedback, wala na. Okay. Is insulin resistant. So it means, meron parang nakikitang difficulty yung katawan of those who have PCOS, to process carbohydrates. Kaya minsan, nakikita natin na most of our PCOS patients are obese, or have problems or difficulties losing weight. And yun yung mga isang tinitingnan na possibility. Kaya minsan sa mga may mga PCOS po dito, sa mga ating mga PCOS patients or people who are having PCOS like me, minsan binibigyan ng metformin, yung ating mga patients because of that. So tama si Doc Dex, kasi kung you sacrifice one over another, macronutrient, you might derange, some of the processes in your body. Kailangan po nating alalahanin that carbohydrates actually is a source of energy. Pag kunyari may energy talaga tayo or kailangan natin ng energy, it's the carbohydrates, that our body uses. Yung fats po kasi medyo mahirap i-process yung fat. It has to be converted into another form, before we can use it for energy. Sa short term, it can help us, lose weight, but important pa rin po na we have protein, we have fats, we have carbohydrates in our diet. Because may mga proseso po yung mga katawan natin na nangangailangan ng lahat po na yun. So, if you want po, ma'am, my advice for you as coming from the medical perspective and someone who is also suffering from PCOS, yung recommended diet ko po, ma'am, sa inyo would be reduced lang carbohydrates, not completely eliminated. Of course, more pa rin po on fiber para nakaka-fill po ng stomach natin, and of course, maganda yung digestion natin, If ever, stick with your pinggang Pinoy pa rin po, Remember po yung pinggang Pinoy natin na pinag-uusapan natin every so often, half of your plate will always be fruits, vegetables, kahit anong gulay, prutas pa yan, you can add it, And then 1/4 of that would be carbohydrates and then protein the next. Of course, we have our glass of milk, water, fruit also for dessert. So, important po yun, ma'am. You can have it reduced, ma'am, pero wag po nating eliminate completely sa katawan.
Yes, thanks Doc V and Doc Dex. So last question po from Facebook. So from Dex, isa po sa ating account directors dito sa Hello Doctor. So totoo po ba na pwede maging overhydrated at ano po ang risks nito?
Alright,
yes, Doc
okay.
Dex.
Okay, sige. Ako muna, Doc Dex. So, we have dehydrated po yung, but overhydrated, yung naiisip ko dito, Doc Dex, is edema eh. Usually, when we have, when a person has edema, meron pong problema either sa kidney or may iba po silang comorbidities po, It's still important for us to drink water. Actually, parang yung the scientific community actually has a lot of contentions with how much really do you have to drink, in a day. Sabi nila 8 glasses, iba 2 liters, Pero, for people who actually have kidney diseases, you cannot stuff them with water. Kasi baka magkaroon ng problem yung kidneys nila. So yung pinaka-essential or pinaka hard and fast rule for water intake, really will depend on what your condition is. Like for example, you want to increase your water intake. We'll start with somewhere, Wag agad-agad. Kunyari, isang baso lang ng tubig yung iniinom mo sa isang araw, Wag po nating, tapos sabi namin, dapat 8 or dapat 2 liters, Huwag po nating biglain yung katawan natin kasi baka po tayo ay masuka or ibang butterfly yung maramdaman natin sa ating tiyan.
Ang lang talaga natin Doc V is the body has its own way. Tawag ng homeostatic magic talagang
Yes.
one of its best approaches talaga to the amount that you should drink is just drink when you're thirsty. Kasi talagang it's supposed to help identify how much you need. Yung estimate natin would be more or less the recommended amount. Pero again, drink whenever you're thirsty. Yung iba naman kasi talagang they stay in a cool environment, talagang hindi nila nararamdaman yung thirst. One of the things that we saw to be quite effective was maglalagay sila ng timer sa kanilang phone to remind them to drink a little bit of water. It doesn't even matter how much they drink, provided that they drink a little bit of water at different parts of the day. It's just so that the body will remain hydrated, right? You don't need anything fancy, no fancy drinks for you to become super hydrated, fully optimized, mga powered na ganun. Wala, just good old-fashioned clean water, 0 calories, and absolutely refreshing.
0 calories, water po will always be 0 calories po. But one of the things that they can also do, you have your bottle, water bottle or pitchel, lagyan nyo lang ng pentel pen, and then just mark, I think Doc Dex has an example. Meron ka ba, Doc Dex?
I love drinking water, so it's always a giant container for me.
Oo. Maganda na parang gawin niyo siyang game actually, na parang ilan yung nauubos ko for 2 p.m., ilan yung nauubos ko for 5 p.m. And that can actually help you, accustom yourself na masanayin na umiinom tayo ng tubig.
Yes, Doc Dex. Doc Yin. Laki nung tubigan ni Doc Dex. Ako ito lang eh. It's a malaking tumbler.
Kailangan ko rin nun.
Stay hydrated. Yes, nakakatuwa ulit na episode ang nangyari ngayong tanghali nito. Ang ganda.
And very
kulang na naman yung
informative
oras
again.
natin, no? Very informative.
True.
Yeah.
Ang daming butterflies na napag-usapan.
Kakanta ko after ng butterfly. Char!
So, to close this episode, kayo guys, ano yung highlights ng napag-usapan natin ngayon? Or ano yung pinaka tumatak sa inyo dun sa mga sinabi ni Doc Dex and Doc D? So, siguro let's start with Jera.
Well, for me, yung myth about cold versus warm water, it's finally solved in my head. As long as you drink water, that's very important. So, thank you for this, again, another informative episode. Sa uulitin ulit.
Yes, thank you, Jera. Ikaw, Lorna.
Ako siguro yung yung nalaman kong nanonood din ng business proposal si Ma'am si Doc Via.
So, na po.
Oo. Ayan, saka gusto ko din po yung explanation at nalinawan na rin ako tungkol doon sa connection ng stress at nung pagsusuka. Kasi akala ko dati hindi siya normal, kaya sobrang nahihiya ako kapag gusto ko talagang sumuka pag sobrang kabado na ako. So normal lang pala siya. Hindi pala kailangan matakot pag ganun yung nararamdaman or nagiging response ng katawan. Ayan, so thank you po.
Yes. Ako naman, nakakatuwa, no? Kasi ang galing mag-explain ni Doc Dex and Doc V. Ang daling i-digest ng kanilang insights, no?
Yes.
Yes. Ang daling i-digest, no? Tapos ang pinaka-highlight siguro sa akin na sa napag-usapan natin is yung kailangan nating pahalagahan at ingatan ng ating digestive health. At hindi lang pagkain ang dahilan kung bakit nagiging unhealthy yung digestive system natin, di ba? Nandyan, nabanggit ni Doc V, nandyan yung stress, nandyan yung kulang sa tubig, kulang sa tulog, nandyan din yung overall mental well-being ng isang tao, di ba? So ayun, as always, sobrang ang dami kong natutunan, ang dami kong maibabaon at madadigest pa later. Ikaw, Kai?
Sa akin, it's more of yung mga fiber, yung pa ring statement namin ni Doc V at Doc Dex na hindi mahal maging healthy. No, marami kayong pwedeng, may kapitbahay ako, she uses pots and she plants veggies, no? May kamatis, yung mga sources ng potassium na nakwento ni Doc V kanina. So, ang takeaway ko is kailangan talaga natin gumawa ng episode on backyard farming. I think to empower our to plant their own food. And rin na yung pangarap namin ni Doc B last year pa na cooking show. Since nakahanap na tayo ng partner actually, no? Hindi ko lang na si Kaso kasi burnout si Kai, char. Sige. So, anyway, to close na, no, syempre, bibigay muna natin kay Doc B tsaka kay Doc Dex. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Okay. Sana, fresh pa rin, no? Kahit, everything is stressful. But, one of the things that we want to be able to always promote is food is medicine talaga, no? And if you guys want to make sure that you're healthy, eat the right kind and right amount of food always. So you can read more about eating healthy, eating the right kind and amount of food with hellodoctor.com.ph sa kanilang mga articles and their shows as well. Marami pong informative articles and videos, episodes about that po. If you can also watch previous episodes wherein we discuss nutrition, Pinggang Pinoy po, you can also do that. And of course po, wag po again mahihiyang magtanong. If ever may katanungan po kayo tungkol sa inyong kalusugan, nandyan po kami ni Doc Dex at ang Alaga Health for your health-related questions. And again, nakakaaliw itong isang episode. No? Siguro yung theme natin for this episode is butterflies in the stomach. No? But again, thank you, Hello Doctor, for this. And magkita-kita po tayo next week for another Kumusta Doc.
Thank you for that. And again, I'd like to thank all of the viewers. Shout out to Ma'am Jonah, Ma'am Kalain, for watching this episode and being part of the discussion. See you all again next week for another wonderful episode of Kumusta Doc live on Kumu and now also on Facebook. So, just to leave you, pagdating sa sakit ng tiyan, mas okay ang may alam dahil tayo the best pag maganda ang pag-digest. So, kapag kayo po ay merong katanungan, don't ever forget to know, if you want to know more, check out Hello Doctor, and if you need help, check out Alaga Health. See you, everyone!
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Doc.
Bye.
Thank you po.
Everyone, see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.